In a future where everyone looked the same, individuality was a distant memory. People were shaped into one perfect model of beauty through endless plastic surgeries. Gone were the days of unique faces. Instead, cities were filled with tall, fair-skinned men and women with flawless features. These people, called pretties, lived lives of luxury in shining cities. Meanwhile, those who hadn't yet had the surgery, known as uglies, were stuck in rundown outer towns, far from the glamour. Tally was one of these uglies. She was about to turn 16, the age when she'd finally get the surgery that would transform her into a pretty and let her move to the dazzling city. Her best friend, Peris, had already gone through the procedure. Now a pretty, he sent her secret messages, begging her to meet him on a hidden rooftop. Using special high-tech glasses, Tally could peek at the Golden City, a place only pretties could enter. It looked like a paradise of endless joy. Tally couldn't wait to join Peris, but deep down, something felt off. Peris noticed her worry and promised that once she became a pretty, he'd remove a special hand tattoo they both shared, a symbol of their bond. The big day came for Peris and other 16-year-olds to get their surgeries. The air was electric with excitement. A doctor stood before them, explaining how the surgery would perfect not just their looks but also their inner selves, freeing them from judgment and unfairness. The crowd of teens cheered, eager to step into their new lives as pretties. Before leaving, Peris made one last promise to Tally: they'd meet outside the city soon. With Peris gone, Tally's days dragged on. She went through endless scans, fittings for her new appearance, and lessons about technologies made just for pretties. The world had almost collapsed years ago because of scarce resources, but a brilliant scientist named Dr. Cable had saved it. She created a plant called the white tiger blue, which not only made the cities beautiful but also provided unlimited energy. It was a miracle that kept humanity alive. A month passed, and Tally heard nothing from Peris. Fear grew inside her, whispering that something awful had happened to him. The next morning, Tally couldn't take it anymore. Worried sick, she slipped out of bed and used a trick to bypass the dorm's security system. She raced to their meeting spot, but Peris wasn't there. Her heart pounded with dread. In a bold move, she decided to sneak into the city to find him. By chance, Tally stumbled into a wild dance party in New Pretty Town, the heart of the pretties world. She held a high-tech mask in her hand. When she put it on, it transformed her instantly. Her plain clothes became a stunning pink dress, and the chaotic party around her turned into a vibrant, magical scene. With the mask hiding her ugly face, Tally blended in. The city felt like a dream, with elegant people living in perfect harmony. But she stayed focused. She stopped a stranger and asked where Peris was. The stranger pointed her in the right direction, and she hurried to find him. When Tally saw Peris, she ripped off her mask, showing her real face. But instead of being happy, Peris panicked. He didn't care how she got into the city. He only cared that an ugly wasn't allowed there. His cold voice hit Tally like a slap. She glanced at her hand, expecting to see the tattoo they shared, but it was gone from his. It wasn't just his looks that had changed, something deeper had shifted. Confused and hurt, Tally struggled to make sense of it. Without her mask, she was quickly spotted as an ugly. Enforcers in sleek uniforms moved to grab her. Unable to explain, Tally ran. She found a hoverboard, jumped on, and zoomed toward a towering 100-meter building. In that moment, the hoverboard, which should have gone down, shot upward instead. It gave her an extra burst of power, letting her escape the city and soar into the wilderness. She thought she'd made it out safely. But an emerald stone, accidentally knocked loose by her hoverboard, fell into the water below, catching the enforcer's attention. Out of nowhere, a girl named Shay appeared, dressed in black and riding a hoverboard with incredible skill. After a heart-pounding chase, they shook off the enforcers and made it back to the dorms. Tally learned that Shay secretly practiced hoverboarding, a skill few dared to master. Shay had seen Tally being chased and risked everything to save her. To their surprise, they'd never met before, but they instantly clicked. Even more surprising, they shared the same birthday. They became fast friends, and Shay taught Tally how to ride a hoverboard like a pro, flipping and spinning through the air while waiting for her own surgery. One day, Shay shared a secret with Tally. She spoke of a hidden place called the smoke, where people lived differently. Tally thought it was a joke and brushed it off, sure it was just Shay's imagination. Then came the day of Tally's surgery. A nurse led her away, and Tally's stomach churned with nerves. She feared her sneaking into the dance party had been discovered, and they'd delay her operation. But she was wrong. Instead of the operating room, the nurse took her to Dr. Cable's office. Dr. Cable, the famous scientist, looked at Tally with piercing eyes. She said Tally was the key to something important. Tally denied knowing anything, but a lie detector buzzed, betraying her. Shay had taken Tally to an abandoned place and revealed it was the Smoke, a secret city where Uglies lived free from judgment, coming from all over, living simple but happy lives. Tally hadn't understood why Shay shared this. After a pause, Shay had admitted she hoped Tally would skip the surgery and join her. Shay left Tally a note, urging her to come to the Smoke if she changed her mind. Back in Dr. Cable's office, Tally spilled everything. Dr. Cable painted a grim picture of the Smoke, calling it a dangerous place where poor, evil people were building a weapon that could destroy the city. If they succeeded, it could plunge humanity back into ruin. Dr. Cable used the surgery as leverage, pressuring Tally to help find the weapon. When Tally hesitated, Dr. Cable gave her a scarf and told her to think it over. Back at the dorm, Tally was torn. Shay's words about the Smoke clashed with Dr. Cable's warnings. Then, out of nowhere, Peris showed up. He looked different, colder. After a short talk, he revealed why he was there. He wanted Tally to help Dr. Cable find the Smoke. Tally set out on a grueling journey to find the Smoke. She climbed mountains, crossed treacherous lands, and survived on little food. It was tough for someone used to an easy life, but it was also thrilling. A cryptic note guided her. Your journey ends in a sea of light. The Smoke will find you in the night. When Tally reached the Smoke, she woke up surrounded by flames. A loud blast hit, but she escaped the chaos. A man named David, part of a group called Special Circumstances, searched her things, making her nervous that her secret mission would be uncovered. But Dr. Cable's plan was clever. The device found nothing, and Tally not only passed the search but also joined the Special Circumstances team outside the city. There, she reunited with Shay, and they hugged tightly. But something felt off. Shay, who once hated the city, seemed at home here. Tally wanted to confess why she'd come but couldn't. Instead, she said she was there to bring Shay back. Shay, no longer excited, said she'd grown to love her new life without fear. The next morning, Tally was ready to leave, but David stopped her. He revealed a shocking truth. The white tiger blue plant, praised as an energy source, was a lie. It was slowly destroying Earth's natural plants. Shay, leading the group, set off a fire extinguisher to clear an area. Then an alert sounded, showing two shadows. The Special Circumstances team, thinking it was just a harmless driver, didn't act fast enough. A chain broke, and a girl fell from a hoverboard. Tally not only escaped but was praised as a hero. The next day, the team, now trusting her, brought her back to the Smoke. It was a sprawling campsite where everyone kept their real faces, living under the open sky. People worked hard, laughed together, and held joyful gatherings at night. It was unlike anything Tally had ever known. Tally started to love the Smoke, but she still felt lonely and driven to find the secret weapon. David, noticing her curiosity, took her to his parents' home. They were former plastic surgeons who revealed a dark truth. They'd seen pretties die from brain damage caused by the surgery. The drugs used didn't just change looks. They altered brains, stripping away individuality and replacing it with fake happiness. The doctors had fled the city and built the Smoke, where they were working on a device to restore people's true selves. But they needed one final chemical to finish it. The truth hit Tally hard. She was furious at the betrayal of the system she trusted. In anger, she threw her necklace into a fire. She didn't know it was a signal. The next morning, a fighter jet from Special Circumstances roared in. Tally was devastated, but Dr. Cable's words made it worse. "Thank you, Tally. You did beautifully. Your surgery is scheduled." Tally realized she was in deep trouble. To make things right, she jumped through a floor opening, poured gasoline, and set it ablaze. She escaped through a window, tricking the team. Peris chased her, but Dr. Cable stopped him, seemingly letting Tally go, believing she died trying to save her friends. "David, I'm so sorry," Tally cried. David agreed to help her. They made a plan, using the city's chaos to their advantage. Tally found a hidden passage by exploiting another system flaw. Guards appeared, but she and David fought them off and stole their keys. The rescue was going smoothly, saving many Uglies. But then a girl's scream echoed. They were too late. She'd already had the surgery. "It's incredible looking this way," a voice mocked. As another surgery was about to start, a helicopter from the smoke arrived, saving more people. Flames swallowed the operating room. Shay's mother secured the key chemical, but Peris blocked their escape. Tally tried to reach him, to wake his true self. For a moment he seemed to remember, reaching out to her. But David, seeing the building collapse, thought Peris was attacking. They fought, and Peris, enhanced by his pretty strength, was tough, but David subdued him. "I'll do it," Tally said. Dr. Cable tested her device again, and Tally was firm. She'd undergo the surgery to find a way to fix everything. The pretties left and Tally waited alone. When she emerged, she was a tall, beautiful pretty. She slipped into the city, unnoticed. Her eyes were sharp, and the faint scar on her palm remained, a reminder of who she was. Tally's fight for freedom was just beginning, and the story of her rebellion would continue.